What's up everyone? I decided to do a haul video of the new Gymshark Energy Seamless collection because when they came out I did splurge and get all 4 colors because I don't know, it's like my favorite range from Gymshark. I think it works best for my body type based on all like their different pants and everything. And I was pretty pleased with this, but I do have some differing opinions than a lot of the videos I watched before buying them, which of course was all the people that were sponsored because they get this stuff ahead of time. So based off of their recommendations, I did size up in all the pants. Some of them, that's okay, and the other ones I don't think I needed to. So I want to go over that. Yeah, and I'm gonna start with the red ones because it's my absolute favorite. So I got in all the sports bras, and I just got the sports bra, not the crop. I got a medium. I will put my measurements just like last time in the description box, but I think my bras are like a 36C, and I'll again put my measurements at the bottom. And I did wear these all week. I tried all of them out, so I have washed them. This bra I think fits a little bit more snug now that I've washed it, but it's not like it shrunk tremendously, and I think it might have actually been a good thing because it felt just a little bit loose when I was at the gym, and I don't like to feel like I have to keep my boobs in. I don't want them falling out, but it wasn't quite to that level, but it does fit a little more snugly now, and I wash and dry everything on cold, so I do think all of the seamless, including the previous ones, shrink a little bit. So most of the time, if I don't want them to shrink, I will air dry them. So I'll just wash them on cold and I'll leave them out overnight to dry by themselves. So I do like on the top, I have a really short torso, so this bottom part isn't too long because again it's the bra, not the crop top. And the detailing on the back I thought did look really cool, and these are all adjustable. So if you know the straps up here land in a slightly weird place, you can adjust them a little bit. And because this bra felt a little bit loose the first time, cutting my head off, I did adjust, like pull the outside ones out a little bit to try to help them, just see if it would tighten the straps a little bit, if it's sort of just pulling them out a little bit, and it did work. There's only so much you can do because it doesn't have the little clasp that, you know, adjusts them. The pants, I got the cropped ones, as you can see. They are like a deeper, kind of almost more purpley red than the last red ones. And I got these in large, and I got the previous ones in a medium. These are a little bit looser than the medium before, but I don't feel like I need to size down. My biggest problem is just that because my torso is so short, I have to roll them down. Otherwise, it's pretty much like a shirt too. All of them are actually completely squat proof. I don't tend to worry about it a huge amount, but for those who do, don't even worry about it. I think the only reason in almost any of the seamless you'd have a problem is if you're wearing pants that are too small for you. Let's see, and they did get rid basically of the little, like, the little underbutt thing, but it does have this this little bit here to accentuate the butt. It's just a little bit more subtle, but yeah, this was my favorite color, and I think also my favorite fit, even though I did size up the pants. I think, I don't know, these weren't as drastic a jump in size as a couple of the other colors. So next I have the full black set. Again, the top is a medium and the bottoms I got in large. The black is definitely the tightest pair of pants. So if you need to size up in any of them, it's the black ones. This is the one pair that I'm very glad I did get a large instead of a medium because it is much tighter. And my biggest problem with finding the right size in these kind of pants is that I have a wider waist than some people. My rib cage and my pelvis are very close together, so there's not a whole lot of, you know, scooping in between them. And so I would definitely not be able or not be comfortable in something smaller. But they do, like this large pair does feel a lot like the medium in the red from the second seamless range. Again, I think that was a little bit tighter than my gray ones from the first launch, if you can keep up with all that. But again, these straps on the back of the bra are adjustable, at least in how far along you have along the shoulder straps. The bras I think all fit pretty much the same. I didn't see any big discrepancies with them, like with the same medium size. Like the pants, you know, each color fits a little bit differently, but with the bras I didn't really notice that. The only difference was that, which was the same with all of them, they're a little bit more snug now that I've washed them. So definitely do not wash any of this or dry it on a heated mode because that's not gonna go well. I do think they shrink, and I would think every time they shrink they probably won't stretch out quite as much as they originally were. Also, if you care at all, the more pale you are, the more the black accentuates the paleness. I noticed that when I first put them on, but I did do like a self-tan at home since then, so it looks a little bit better. So next I did the like lilac, the light purple. I feel like this was the most popular color, but for me it was kind of the biggest letdown on the pants at least. Once again, the sports bra was totally fine, still fits nicely. And if you have other bras like I do where it has like a little bit of like the padding in the boob, a lot of the time when you wash them, they get all messed up and it just takes 20 minutes to fix them. But I haven't had that problem with these. Again, I washed them all this week, put them on, and they're still totally fine, which is really nice. But with these pants, as you've probably seen, they came with like the seamless underwear built in. You can see the little seam. I will probably, to be honest, cut it out. I can definitely see why they put it in there. I think it was actually kind of an ingenious idea. I guess for me, I don't think it's necessary. I think that the pants themselves are thick enough that they are squat proof. And I kept them in there when I worked out just so I could give you a full review on them, but I will probably cut them out. I think they were more annoying than they were worth. I was very aware of them a lot of the time. I was very nervous that because I could feel them there, that they were probably getting bunched up and looking weird, and I didn't want to look at it in the mirror and like be really obvious that I'm trying to look at my butt. And it took me a long time when I first put them on to smooth out all the edges of it so that it would actually be seamless. And you can, I feel like on me, I could still see a little bit of like a color difference just from having the other layer of fabric there. As well as you can kind of see the seam a little bit, especially when you're moving around. So again, it might not bother some people, and I completely understand why it's there. I'm probably gonna get rid of it. And then my other biggest complaint was that these were definitely larger than the other colors in the same size. And this one and the darker purple, I do wish I ordered a medium. I probably won't send them back and try to exchange them. But if someone came to my house and offered me a medium instead, I'd probably switch it. It's one of those things where I am trying to bulk up a little bit right now. So hopefully I can grow into them a little bit, and then maybe they'll shrink a bit over time through washing. But for right now, I do kind of wish I didn't size up, but I got the impression you should size up in all of them. So like even on the waist, these weren't too tight. And I could probably do with a medium. Like the black and the red were much more snug, which made me feel like these moved more when I was working out. I really don't like having to adjust my pants all the time. It's really annoying. And I felt like I was actually having to keep pulling my pants up, which probably would be solved if I got the smaller size. So unless you're wearing pants that are way too small for you, don't size up in the purple ones. So lastly, I have the darker purple color. It is a slightly different color than I anticipated it would be, but I still like the color. Of course, this and the lilac only came in full length. I usually don't buy full length pants, but I got them anyway. These again, I would probably not have sized up had I been able to try them on first. One of the things I don't like, which is the same on the lilac ones, at the bottom it's supposed to be like compression, but it's too big at the bottom. So with these two, I did roll up the bottom of the two legs on this and the lilac. For that reason, it was just like loose at the bottom because I didn't need to size up, I think. And I don't know, it just looked silly to me when it was like that. So I did decide to just roll them up and pretend they were cropped. So that worked for me. These are a little bit more snug than the lilac, but I would still probably have preferred a medium than the large. And I don't know, I didn't have to adjust them as much, so they weren't as big. And then because it's too big, there's some extra fabric. But again, I was hoping I could grow into them a little bit. And again, the bra was totally fine, just like all the other ones. They all fit exactly the same on me. Okay, so to recap the whole thing, the black is definitely the tightest. So if there's any question in sizing up, just do it. The red, I like it in the large. I could probably fit into a medium, but the red was actually really comfortable in the large. So I probably wouldn't need to. It did stay in place really well. And the black was definitely the most sweat proof. You just don't see anything. You don't have to worry about it at all if that's an issue for you. The red, you can see a little bit if you're sweating a lot, but it's really not that bad. It's not that noticeable. I don't think people are gonna start pointing and staring or anything. The lilac and the dark purple, unless you're wearing pants that are too small for you, don't size up because they are noticeably bigger than the other two colors. All of them are absolutely squat proof. Don't even worry about that. And what I do like too is that you can roll down the top if you need to, or just fold it over. If you're like me and you have a really short torso and you don't want your pants to look like they're also your shirt. So there is that. So I will have all my measurements in the description box. I'll re-measure myself today, just so you know it's completely up to date and accurate, just for size comparisons. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any more questions, or I don't know, disagreements, whatever, leave them in the comments below. Yeah, so I hope this was helpful.